everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you already know we do this every day. Yes, go down in your settings, look around, find that subscribe button. Yes, there it is. Go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell too, so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, that bees, that algorithm. I'm telling you, it has me by my neck and drags me up and down these internet streets on the daily. And right about here, that's my join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member or a part of the reading club, you will be supporting my channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so happy, so appreciative for that support. Also, if you just want to do like a one-time donation, our super thanks button is right over there. And all donations to this channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, with all that said, let's get to the read, y'all, because we have so much as usual. And when I was putting the read together today, of course, I was all around, up and down, and all in these internet streets. I was doing my rounds. I'm telling you, I was over to Instagram, I was over to TikTok, and I found my way back to my home away from home, which would be X, formerly known as Twitter. And all of the squatties, I'm telling you, and I did some examinations. I looked through windows, I absolutely looked under rocks. I put my ear to the ground to see exactly what the squatties were talking about on all these social media platforms. And they are talking about what they were talking about yesterday. It is Groundhog Day still today. And if you don't know what Groundhog Day is, it was a movie with Bill Murray where he got up every morning and he relived that same day over and over and over again. And that's what the squatties have been doing for about 5 days. They have gotten up in the morning, got their coffee, sit down to their computer, and proceeded to focus in on Kate and her lie that she had cancer or has cancer or had cancer. At this point, we don't know what's going on. But I tell you one thing, the squatties are coming with the receipts and they're not letting up. They are focusing in on this like a laser beam. And they have been doing it day after day after day. Groundhog Day. And it's starting to get some attention. It is starting to get some attention. It is some articles being written. And I don't mean articles in, just or online, these online magazines or something like that. These are big articles, big platforms. And now people are really starting to pay attention. It is people starting to write articles about it. And one of the people that have decided to write an article about it is Tom Sykes from over at the Daily Beast. And if you know anything about this podcast, if you have watched this podcast, you know that one of the people that I feature a lot on this podcast in my read is Tom Sykes. And I feature him a lot because he is very close to William and Charles. Basically, just like that. When they want to get something out, especially here in America, they go to Tom Sykes. They go to that little pipsqueak too, what's his name, Jack Royston. But mostly they go to Tom Sykes. And for Tom Sykes to write this article talking about what the squatties have pretty much been doing Groundhog Day for the past 5 days. And I'm going to tell you, this article is really, really interesting. It is. I'm going to put this up. And it says an extraordinary rumor that Kate Middleton never had cancer can arguably be traced back to the deliberately opaque communication policy by her and her office. What significance does that statement have? Because I thought Kensington Palace was the office of the Prince and Princess of Wales. They are saying her and her office alone. They are separating her from William, which is very, very interesting, especially coming off the heels of that cenotaph incident where the wreath was laid and it did not have her name on it. It only had Williams for the first time. Very interesting. I'm not saying that what it means, I'm just putting the information out there and said it's very, very interesting. So let's get into this article. This is the article, like I said, it's by Tom Sykes. It was in the Daily Beast, and the name of the article is Kate Cancer Fakery Allegations Force Palace Media Cleanup. It says extraordinary rumor that Kate Middleton never had cancer, which went viral over the weekend after an old report resurfaced saying that Kate Middleton never had cancer, which went viral over the weekend after an old report resurfaced saying that the princess had been afflicted by precancerous cells, can arguably be traced back to a deliberately opaque communication policy by her and her office, separating herself from William. Well, them separating her from William. This is so quintessential William. He has never stood up for Kate. He has never took the bullet for Kate, meaning that he's never took the shot for Kate. He's not saying, listen, it's my fault, leave my wife alone. He has always, when it has become between him and her, she goes straight under the bus. And to me, this sounds like she's going up under the bus. I'm just saying. Let's go on. It says, a half transparent, half secretive approach to Kate's health crisis this year also resulted in one of the most disastrous episodes of news management ever seen in the royal family. When Kate disappeared from view for weeks on end, triggering a tsunami of speculation about her health and her marriage. It's all her. Y'all see that? They didn't say William's marriage, their marriage or anything like that. It's always her so far. Interesting, huh? And it says, let's go on, y'all. It's getting juicy. It's getting juicy. It says, when Kate disappeared from view for weeks at end, triggering a tsunami of speculations about her health and her marriage before she reappeared in a photo that turned out to be doctored. And we all know what they're talking about. They're talking about that Frankenstein photo she released for Mother's Day. And she said that Kensington Palace had said that William had taken that picture a few days prior in Windsor at their home, LA Cottage. And then they found out that the picture had been doctored. But no, something else had happened to it. Let's go on. It said Kensington Palace never produced the original. They didn't have an original. And that is why they got such a hit to their credibility. Because AP and all the other news organization said, give us the original and that'll be it. Even if did some photoshopping, give us the original. They never did. And it said, and it says Kensington Palace never produced the original because they couldn't. They couldn't do it because they had lied about the whole scenario. William had took that picture. He hadn't took any of it. And people would had just dissected that picture so that they absolutely found out that that picture was taken prior Christmas. It was not taken a few days at their home in Windsor at Adelaide Cottage. Now, it was at Adelaide Cottage, but it was not during the time that they said. It was not in the time frame in which they said. And basically, it just blew up in their face because they was exposed for the liars that they are. Kensington Palace is nothing but a liar. But when Harry and Meghan said that they're willing to lie for them and not willing to tell the truth for us, they wanted to try to call Harry and Meghan out about that and saying Kensington Palace, no, 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 no. But what happens? They expose themselves for the liars that they are. Let's go on. It says Kensington Palace never produced the original. Many still darkly mutter that rather than being subject to some light editing by Kate sitting up in the bed with her laptop, as the palace suggested, the Mother's Day picture was in fact an out and out forgery, stitched together from a selection of old photos. Completely under the bus, Kate. Completely under the bus. You got to go. Because basically they're saying that the palace was lying and suggesting the lying was coming out of her office. I'm just saying. Let's go on. It says after an outcry from global picture and news organization which declared that William and Kate's office to no longer be credible news sources, Kate then appeared to be bounced into revealing that she had cancer in her first two momentous videos. But astonishingly, the story is now being called into question after a Sky News report which says that Kate had actually been treated for precancerous cells. The report originally dated from September but resurfaced online this weekend because squatties was up there digging through their memories, digging through their dreams, and they came up with this. It is absolutely Sussex Squad driven that this has been exposed. And it says it was authored by Rhiannon Mill, senior royal editor from Sky News. Mill and Sky are members of the so-called Royal Rota, a quasi-official group of royal journalists working for the British media who, while maintaining their editorial independence, that is a lie. They are no more independent than, they're not independent. Let's put it that way. They are just a PR arm of the royal family. They don't do nothing but suck up to the royal family. And that fact, what I just said, has been on full display after the C4 Dispatch and Sunday's Times documentary about William and Charles being slumlords and how they have had their hands in the pockets of the British taxpayer every which way. By land, by air, and sea, they are charging the taxpayer for everything. Almost, if they could, they would charge the taxpayer for breathing in air. So they can miss me with this, talking about independent. They're not independent. Even the BBC, It is a lot of questioning is happening right now about the BBC and how the BBC is not taking the lead on any of this, trying to hold Charles and William to account. Instead, they're writing and reporting all these fluff pieces about them. If you're not going to be a news organization that is willing to hold the feet of the most powerful people in the nation to the fire of justice, what good are you? What good are you? We don't want you to be a part of the problem. You need to be part of the solution. And that is the reason why I can't tell you. I've been on social media. And y'all know, like I said, I be in these internet streets all the time. And that's another thing. People have decided to turn off mainstream media. I get my news from the AP or Reuters. That's where I get my news. That's where I find what's going on. I refuse to allow them to make money off of my eyeballs because a lot of what's going on right now is all about money and not about the people. And that's the way it is with the BBC. And people have a problem with that. And it is a low key revolt that's starting to happen. And it's happening in the UK too. I'm just saying. I have saw that online. And it says, uh, let me get back where I was. And they was talking about that they are independent. And we all know that they're not independent. And it says frequently writing critical stories about the royals. That is a lie. The writer never writes critical stories about the royal. I wish he would absolutely show me one. But see, this is the gaslighting of it all. He is a part of the problem. He's not part of the solution. We all know who Tom Sykes is, but he's trying to sugarcoat a lot of stuff. But in actuality, he's still doing what I believe maybe William has given him permission to do, and that is throw Kate under the bus. Because I do not believe Tom Sykes would be writing this kind of article if he thought William or Charles would stop talking to him. He would stop getting his exclusives. That's when William cries his tears, his cup of salty tears, and bring them over there to him. You'll see he'll put up exclusive. And so I think that it's something going on. I haven't figured out what it is. We're going to discuss it in the comments. We're going to continue to discuss it. I have been, like I said, on X, formerly known as Twitter. It's a lot of theories, but nobody has really figured out what's going on. But we all know something is going on. And they can miss me with that lie talking about critical stories. All right, yeah. Critical stories about the royals. They cooperate with the palace, especially logistics in broad sense. Palace staffers are often able to get simple errors made by rota journalists easily corrected. Now put a pin in that. Put a pin in that. So basically, the palace, all they have to do is just say, that's not true. All they have to do is just say, go back and correct that because we have saw it in real time. We just saw it. It has been what? A week? A little over a week? That documentary about William and Charles came out and how they have tried to squash it. And the only thing that's driving that particular documentary is online because the mainstream media has squashed it. I'm just saying. And they are like hand in glove. All they would have to do is go to the phone or walk out of their offices or summon them to their offices because they would run, they would not walk if one of the comm teams, the PR guys for William and Kate, called up a member of the rota. They would run over there to see exactly what they wanted to say. But yet and still, he is saying the rota journalist easily corrected because they would correct it. It says the Daily Beast understands that the reputable journalist contacted Kensington Palace last week to ask them about the Sky News report, but it went unchanged until Tuesday. All right, now, they contacted them last week. The palace did not contact the Rota members. The Rota members was trying to contact the palace to get some kind of response about what was going on online. And the palace stayed quiet. That's what I was saying with my podcast yesterday. Kensington Palace said no comment. Why y'all think they did that? That is very suspicious, isn't it? And they said it wasn't corrected until Tuesday. Well, we got proof that that's a lie, that it still stands as of now. It has not been corrected. But let's go on to what he said. It says, when it was finally amended by Sky News to remove the reference to precancerous cells, Mills have not responded to requests for comment, and the palace has told the Daily Beast that it won't be commenting. What y'all think? What y'all think? It said with sources saying the phrase precancerous cells was never used by them. So the palace is saying a source says that the phrase precancerous cells was never used by them. Why won't they make a comment about it? Why won't Mills make a comment about it? It says the specific formulation of words went largely unnoticed at the time, and relief at Kate's announcement that she was cancer free. Intriguingly, her office said at the time that the press shouldn't use the phrase cancer free. Though Kate did suggest another significant disconnect between the press office and its principal figures, meaning that the press office wanted to do it differently, but it's a disconnect between the press office and its principal figures. Because my whole thing is in that shampoo commercial, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Kate say she was cancer free? She said she was finished with her chemo. I don't think she even had any chemo. This whole thing has been suspicious from the beginning. All of it. Do y'all think it is a power struggle within Kensington Palace PR, their comms team between them and William and Kate? Are they saying William and Kate are not taking their advice? I think they're saying Kate is not taking their advice. Because in this article is her. William is never mentioned. And he just ends it just like that. Very, very interesting, y'all. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm going to put this up. This is from what I think is a bot. I'm just going to tell y'all straight out. I think it's a bot. Because the words, they got some words in there in the sentence structure, just doesn't make any sense. So I'm not going to read it because it's so difficult to read because they got, you can see, you can read it up here. It's just the sentence structure and the out of place words just make it to the point where it's hard to understand what they're trying to say. Basically, the last line is the only thing in here that makes any sense. And it says, it was Sky News who have now corrected the false statement. Get your facts straight. I think that was a bot. But this squatty had something for the bot. And it said, I'm going to put this up. It says Sky News hasn't corrected anything. The article you are referring to was written at 12:29. Then later that night, after a sit down with William to do an exclusive interview, Roshannon Mills reported preventative chemo after the discovery of precancerous cells. Check the timestamp on the article. The video below is at 10 p.m. The article was written in the day. Nor Sky or the Palace have made a correction. It's been 6 days now since. They should have knew that the squatties was going to absolutely hold them to account. That they want to try to push back with nonsense and lies and gaslighting. But the squatties are always going to meet them with the facts. And this is the facts. And I'm going to put this up. And here is what that particular squatty is saying. Here is the receipt for what she's saying, that no, Sky News have not corrected anything, and neither has Kensington Palace. And all of this was said in an interview, the interview that William did with Sky News. And I'm gonna put this up. It says on November. Well, let's go to the bottom first. Let's go to the bottom. And basically you can see his statement where he said, she'll be really keen to see tonight be a success. That was November 6th at 12:29. Kate revealed in March she was having preventative chemotherapy after cancer was found in tests. That was the original thing, well, the original verbiage that was used in the article. Well, they came back 10 hours later and it said this. She'll be really keen to see tonight a success. Kate revealed in March she was having preventative chemotherapy following the discovery of precancerous cells. It happened afterwards. They did not correct it. They first reported it as cancer. Then they came back and re-reported it as preventative chemotherapy following the discovery of precancerous cell. So this bot is talking nonsense. He is using that bot is using the first report that said that it was cancer, but the later report came back and said something totally different, which was preventative chemotherapy following the discovery of precancerous cells. And the last one is the one you would think is correct. Because why would they change it? Why would they change it? And this particular squatty said this on November 6th at 12:29. Sky News royal correspondent Roshannon Mill wrote an article where she stated Kate revealed in March she was having preventative chemotherapy after cancer was found in tests. 10 hours later, on both Sky News at 10 p.m. and online article, on November 6th, they said that. They said, you see, they changed it. And ain't nobody said nothing since then. It's been 6 days. Now, this guy, Tom Sykes, is trying to blow smoke up our skirts and try to pretend like it's been corrected. But he also said in that article, if you remember, that it's very easy to correct something with the raw rotor. All you have to do is tell them to correct it. But yet and still, it's easy to correct it, but it hadn't been corrected. It has not been corrected. Ain't nobody called, what's her name? Royan. Ain't nobody called her and told her, and she is not commented on it, which I find super strange. Sky News hadn't said anything about it either. Kensington Palace have not commented on it at all. And in Tom Sykes' article, it's her, her, her. It's Kate, Kate, Kate. And we all know William don't take responsibility for nothing. That must be an annoying person to be around. I'm just saying. I'm gonna put this up. It said royalists are fighting for their lives in these comments because the squatties are coming with the facts. I told y'all, if it's something that has appeared in print or has been uh, put out in these streets, these social media streets, the squatties have a copy of it. It has been a snapshot or it has been lifted somewhere, and it's a squatty who has it. I'm just saying. And it says, and they are fighting for their lives. I've been in these comments, I've been in these internet streets all day, and I've been all over X in all different people's comments and, throwing a few hands too. But they are fighting for their lives, trying to justify what the squatties are bringing to the front, the facts. And it says they want the cancer, but they can't explain the preventative chemotherapy. They wish she would have said chemotherapy. Medics are telling them no one has cancer gets given preventative chemotherapy. You prevent what you don't. How can you prevent what you don't have? I'm just saying. I'm going to put this up. It says, the woman who's together with her husband built and still operates the most toxic hate empire against Harry and Meghan now wants to act like a victim. Cause she been caught lying. She gets zero sympathy from me. I wish her 10 times what she wished on the Sussexes. That is all karma. Now, where is the lie in that? It's funny to me how real evil and low down people, when you tell them all you want for them is what they have wished on somebody else, they start feeling some kind of way about that because they know that they have been low down and dirty. And that's the way I have always said. Everything that they have ever wanted for Harry and Meghan, that's all I want for them. And I love it. And I agree with this particular squatty. I'm just saying. I'm going to put this up. It said the photo is from Remembrance Day 2023. So people who said that she looks older because she was fighting cancer, just remember that it was before it was revealed that she had precancerous cells. So get your facts right. It's not crazy to look older. A lot of people do. Chill. And that's true. They are trying to say that the reason she's looking the way she's looking is because she has cancer? No, that's not it. She is looking the way she's looking, in my opinion, is because she has been caught lying about having cancer. I'm just saying. I'm going to put this up. It says Kate Middleton told the world that she had cancer. She garnered worldwide sympathies and prayer. And now hear from the media that it might have been precancerous instead is a huge slap in the face for everyone battling the real disease. The British media is lying. And OK Magazine also wrote a piece about what the squatties are talking about on social media, which is Kate is lying. And it says Kate Middleton's health is being called into question once again as royal critics are eager to specify whether she has had cancer or precancerous cells. OK Magazine. And y'all know I ran to get that article. Y'all know I ran. This is what they had posted. They said Kate Middleton's health is being called into question once again as royal critics are eager to for specifics whether she had cancer or precancerous cells. And like I said, I ran and got that article. And here is the article. It says Kate Middleton's health. Yeah, I went through that. Skeptics are eager to determine whether doctors actually found cancer after performing abdominal surgery on Princess of Wales, or if the test simply showed precancerous cells. You either have precancerous cells or you have cancer. The two terms are not interchangeable. OK Magazine. That's why I'm just saying, we squatties, we drive the agenda. I just want to pop that in there. I just want to absolutely pop that in there because those people over to the dark side, they just appear to have more numbers than we do, but in our small numbers, we're able to drive the agenda. And it's been Groundhog Day for 5 days in a row. And look how many articles that Groundhog Day has generated. I'm just saying. It says, and I love this, and I'm going to read it over again because this is what we have been talking about. Precancerous cells is not cancer. It says you either have precancerous cells or you have cancer. The two terms are not interchangeable. A doctor explained to the news publication amidst growing suspicions about case health potentially being exaggerated by the royals to cover up other personal issues in their lives. Ooh, oh, I love it because it's needed. It's needed. It's needed because all of the heat has always come on Harry and Meghan for no reason whatsoever. But it's a reason here. Why hadn't the palace said anything? Why so quiet? Why no comment after 6 days? Even when your journalists, not the squattish chatter in social media, not that, but your journalists are coming to you asking you for a comment and you are quiet. You are not saying anything, Kensington Palace. And now the articles have started. We have the Daily Beast. He pretty much threw Kate under the bus and said that everything they were doing was stupid. And he did not dispel the fact that she may have fake cancer. But he did lie and said it had been cleared up, but it had not. And a squatty jumped right on that, and proved that it had not. Ain't nobody said nothing. The journalist who wrote the article and reported it on television have not opened her mouth. Kensington Palace have not opened their mouths or made any kind of statement to any journalist. I'm just saying. And I really feel that we are on to something. And this just didn't happen. Squatties have been saying this for a long, long time. Roll back all of my podcasts and you'll see that I have said it so long. When she came out for Trooping of the Colors, I said it then. I said it when people didn't want to say it out loud. I'm just saying. And I think it was exaggerated. And it says conspiracies were ignited by a resurfaced report by Roshannon Mills, a senior royal editor for Sky News, who referred to Kate's cancer as precancerous cell when covering the 42-year-old's health in September. In March, the princess confirmed that the precancerous cells has been found following abdominal surgery and that she would have to undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy. Mills recently wrote in response to Kate's announcement that she was cancer-free. Suspicions were further fueled by British commentator Narendra Kaur. I think it's Kaur, who has occasionally appeared on the UK talk show Good Morning Britain. Kaur admitted in a post shared on X, formerly known as Twitter, that she didn't know whether Kay had cancer or cancer cells, but retweeted a claim that the princess never had cancer. Kate's initial cancer announcement came after social media users across the globe ran wild with theories alleging that the princess had gone missing following an unspecified abdominal surgery in mid-January. The surgery was successful and it is expected that she will remain in the hospital for 10 to 14 days, which all was shrouded in secrecy. Nobody saw her go in. Nobody saw her go out. All they said was she had been released. And all of the news media of the world was trained and focused on that hospital, but nobody saw her leave. All they saw was her assistant with a flower. That's all they saw. They saw her flower, supposedly her flower that left. Not her. I'm just saying. And it said medical teams therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I am now in the early stages of that treatment. And my whole thing is this: preventative means that you don't have it anymore. Why in the world Kate drug this along saying that she had 9 months, almost 9 months of chemotherapy? I'm telling you, you know how sick you have to be with cancer to have chemotherapy for 9 months? Because chemotherapy is poison. It poisons the cancer, but it also poisons you. It's really, really hard on your body. Ain't nobody who is getting preventative chemotherapy is going to have it for 9 months. I never swallowed that. And it's just ridiculous for everyone facing the disease. And they talk about what she said. And it's just, and it goes into all of that. But to get two articles about what the squatties have been saying for since Trooping of the Colors, since then, that Kate does not have cancer, to get two articles and to have proof and no pushback, it is something. It is something. And this particular article here really gives me pause too. It says, this is from Hello Magazine, and it says Princess Kate misses key royal tradition despite attending Remembrance Sunday service. And y'all know what they're talking about. That her name was not on the wreath with Williams that was laid at the cenotaph. It was not. And it is so significant that people are starting to write articles about it. It is a lot of fishy things that are going on. What is going on? It says the Princess of Wales made a somber appearance at the Remembrance Sunday service at the cenotaph, but she appeared to miss out on an important tradition. Kate watched the proceeds from the balcony of the Foreign and Commonwealth building alongside the Duchess of Edinburgh as the King and Prince of Wales and the Princess Royal and the Duke of Edinburgh placed their wreaths on the foot of the memorial. Kate watched, I did that. And usually the wreath is signed jointly by Prince William and Kate, but eagle eyed royal fans spotted that this year it only featured the princess signature. The message read, in memory of all those who have made the ultimate sacrifice, we will remember them with his name and his name only. Now, if you think that was an oversight, if you think that was just a hiccup, you haven't been around very long. You have not been a part of the squad very long. You have not been watching my podcast very long because nothing over there is overlooked. Nothing is done without a reason. Now, you might not know what the reason is and what is going on in the background, but they did write about how her name was not on that wreath. And the squatties was on that, I'm telling you. They be watching us. They watch what we're talking about. And what was this? I'm going to put this up. What was this hand Sophie put on Kate's back? What's going on now? I don't know. Like I said, everything has a reason. I'm going to put this up. This particular squatty said this. Kate's name was left off the wreath her husband laid yesterday for the first time. The minute they thought they were in private on Saturday, he stormed ahead of her again. Sky News is reporting precancerous sales. This is a whole mess, and they are public figures. This squatty feels like it's going to hit the fan. And this particular squatty here is a smart one. She is the one who predicted that Kate was going to come out for Trooping of the Colors. She was the one that predicted that Kate was going to come out for Wimbledon. She said she's going to come out for Trooping in the Colors because she wants to be at Wimbledon. And that's exactly what happened. So this particular squatty, she know what she's talking about. And she was responding to that Daily Beast article by Tom Sykes. Because Tom Sykes never would have came out and said anything if he thought he was going to offend William in any kind of way where he wouldn't get his exclusive. What I said earlier. It's something going on, y'all. I don't know. Buckle up, buttercups, because it's something going on. And this other squatty said this public service announcement. If you think it's appropriate to make a PR commercial about your alleged cancer, cringe music and all, and it's appropriate for us, uh, then it's appropriate for us to point out that your cancer looks and feels fake, and that is a self promoting PR spectacle. Yeah, if she the one did this, we wouldn't even be talking about this if it weren't for Kate. And that shampoo commercial, they came out and made it into a full on production. So if they had never done that, then we wouldn't have felt like it was appropriate to question it at this point. I'm just saying. It says this, and this squatty is talking about the Daily Beast article, and it said, I wonder what scandal is coming down the pipe for William. That they're throwing his wife under the bus. So this particular squatty feels that Tom Sykes article was them, the palace, Kensington Palace, throwing Kate under the bus. I'm telling you, we have some rough waters ahead as squatties. We we don't know what's going to happen. I'm telling you, I love it. I love it though. I love it. Let's put this up. It said all of the Rangers calling Megan a liar. Now we all now know who the real liar is. The woman who faked cancer. Ooh. Ooh. Did this squatty not say a mouthful? Because that's all that the Rangers have ever said. They even made a point chart of talking about this is what Megan lied about. This is what she lied about. She lied about this. She lied about that. All that nonsense, with the Oprah Winfrey interview, and also they did it with the Harry and Meghan documentary. Just listen. She said this. She said this. She said this. And in actuality, everything that Harry and Meghan have said has actually showed itself to be absolutely the truth. And everything that they have said about Harry and Meghan was nothing but projection, and they are the lie. They said Harry and Meghan was lying. Look at this. Do you honestly think Megan would do something like this? You know how morally bankrupt you have to be to fake cancer? And I tell you another thing, I always felt it strange that she seemed like she wanted to stay as far away from anything that having to do with cancer. She was not she hadn't went to one cancer organization or anything. She hadn't spearheaded anything when it comes to the illness. She only met that one little girl, and then she put her face in front of her. Did not center the child, centered herself. Let's go. All right, I'm going to put this up, and this is nothing but the truth. It says, y'all can lie to yourself. But everything that normal people, not sick cultists or royalists, liked about the royal family is not in the royal family anymore. Diana, the Queen, Harry and Meghan, all gone. Now tell me where the lie is at. Diana, the Queen, Harry and Meghan, all gone. Who over there that you care anything about? You know what? I was looking at that the whole snapshot of the royals at the Royal Albert Lodge. It's a mess. It's a mess. I'm telling you, all of the shine has left that family. I'm just saying. All right. And y'all, this happened. It said trained at birth. And y'all know what they talking about? It is a video online that the squatties have screen grabbed that shows William swaying down there at the cenotaph on Sunday. He was just couldn't hardly hold it together and stand straight while they were singing God Save the King. He was swaying back and forth just the same as he was when he was on duty that day giving out all those toy pens that they do. He was swaying just as hard as he was that day. It's online. The squatties have grabbed it up and it is online. And this particular squatty said this: Slumlord Willie is swaying away again. Is he drunk? This is not the first time. Stand still, Willie. You know, the squatties, we don't care. We don't care. We really don't care. And it said Princess Kate lied about cancer and her master is unstable. This is what the media won't show you. But they are worried about Harry and Meghan. Where is the lie? Where is the lie? William is just trying to hold it together. I wish you could see the video. He is like this. He is just trying to hold on. And I showed y'all that picture from yesterday. I'm going to put it up here of how he has changed from one year to the other. He has completely fell apart. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if it's drink or something even more serious than that. He's in bad shape. He just is. All right, we're going to put this up. This is good news. Look at our Harry. It says Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex and founder of Travelers, has been included in the 2024 Time 100 Climates list. The Duke has been recognized as a titan for the distribution to sustainable tourism through his work with travelers. Harry continues to fly higher. Every time you think Harry has absolutely been at the level that he will not be able to go any farther, Harry, what does he do? He levels up. I said this before. Harry is all about the leveling up. That family was holding Harry back. Look how Harry has totally blossomed since he left over there. Look at all his achievements. Look at all of his success. And they continue to try to deny his success, talking about he's in a flop era. They stopped that because even they couldn't sell that nonsense, that pile of crap, of steaming crap, talking about Harry was in a flop era. And he collecting awards after awards after awards. His initiatives and his projects are just reaching new heights, leveling up every day. And you're going to try to sell us that this is a flop era? Yeah, okay. It's somebody having a flop era, but it's not Harry. It's the one who blowing, just absolutely swaying like a palm tree in the hurricane down there in Florida. Probably what is it? A category 3. Not Harry. You'll never see Harry. Harry used to do that. And Harry now is a man on a mission. William, I don't know what he on. Some BS, I believe. All right. This particular squatter just posted this 3 trillion coalition. That is what Harry has been able to create out of whole cloth. And it is something to behold. And this is the throwaway. The royal family considered Harry a throwaway. They treated him like he was a throwaway, something not to be valued, only to be used. And look at him outshining them all. And I love it for him. And this particular squatty said this: not again, good King Harry. Now the UK press and the royal family have to come up with another award for Willie to make him feel better. And where is the lie? Where is the lie? And you know that all of the minions, all of the toadies, all of the old jealous hags, and all of the flying monkeys were all gonna bombard the Times comment section talking about Harry doesn't deserve it. Harry doesn't deserve it. And you know, that's the way they did Pat Tillman. But the Times said, you know what? Most of the time we're busy. But today, we got time. And so the time dropped this. It says to identify this year's change makers, Time editors spent months vetting names from across the economy. We valued measurable and scalable achievements over the commitments and announcements. We favor more recent actions, and the result is our second annual Time 100 climate list, which represents a multitude of individuals making significant progress in influencing the business of climate change. We ask them to talk about it. Hope these words will stir others to do the same. They said they looked at valued, measurable, scalable achievements over compliments and announcements. Basically, they saying whoever got this particular nod, whoever got this particular accolade, they earned it. Now get out of my comments. I just love that for them. And this is me. This is me all day. Petty, petty AF. This particular squatty said this: don't see any other roles being recognized as one of the most influential leaders driving business to real climate action. Petty, petty, petty. I'm going to put this up. Oh, chef kiss. It says ratings. A million below ITV 2.6 million slot average, despite all the free publicity from the channel itself and the media. Homelessness and domestic violence, two very worthy causes promoted on TV by the Royals, but neither hit the slot average. Maybe the viewers wanted some escapism. But it is pretty much like what we saw this past weekend. All the empty barriers. Nobody, no people standing behind them. The people are tired of this family. Nobody, absolutely nobody likes Camilla. Camilla actually got less ratings than William. William got a 1.6, I think, in a 2.4 time slot. She got a 1 million below the 2.2. So she must have got 1.2. She got 1.2. He got 1.6.
So he ranked a little more than her, but both very, very sad. I don't see how any of them got through any of it, tell you the truth. And we're gonna put this up because we are the Sussex Squad. And if you mess with Harry and Meghan, you do anything, we will rip your face off. And if you don't believe it, try it. All right, y'all. Bye.